If you've ever sat there with your phone in one hand or stood in front of a stationary shelf or had about 10 tabs open on your laptop or computer trying to choose a planner and somehow ended up feeling more overwhelmed than when you first started, then this one is for you. Not to tell you which planner to buy, not to recommend layouts or brands, just to talk about why this decision feels heavier than it should. Because honestly, choosing a planner shouldn't feel this big. This is Between the Pages with Mariane. Gentle planning, stationery, and the quiet thoughts in between. Hi, I'm Mariane, and today I want to talk about something I hear all the time. People say to me, I want to start planning properly this year, but I don't know which planner to choose. And on the surface, that sounds very simple, but we both know it's not. It usually starts with good intention, a new year feeling, a fresh start mood, that quiet hope that this time things might feel more organized, more calm, more together. So you start looking. Weekly layouts, daily layouts, undated, dated, ring bound, disc bound, book bound, minimal, decorated. And at first it is quite fun, and then it's suddenly not, because what started as choosing paper turns into choosing a version of yourself. The organized one, the consistent one, the this year I'll finally get it together version. And that's why it suddenly feels heavy. There's a lot to ask from a notebook. Now, there's actually a reason this feels heavier than it should. Our brain does not love having too many choices. When everything is an option, nothing feels easy to pick. There's a term for this: decision fatigue. It just means the more decisions you make, the more tired your brain gets. And at the start of the year, you're already deciding a lot: what you want to focus on, what habits to try, and how your schedule might change, or what you're letting go of. So, when you add pick the perfect planner on the top of that, it can tip from exciting into overwhelming really, really fast. It's a bit like standing in front of a huge cafe menu: 50 drinks, 10 types of milk, extra syrups, different sizes. You didn't walk in stressed, you just wanted coffee. But suddenly you're standing there thinking, what's the best option? What should I choose? What if I pick the wrong one? And now something simple feels complicated. That's what choosing a planner can feel like. You didn't want perfection, you just wanted something that works. And then there's this comparison part, because you're not actually choosing in isolation. You're choosing while you're scrolling through other people's setup, watching flip throughs, saving aesthetic spreads, seeing beautifully color coded pages, and without even realizing it, your brain starts connecting dots that don't actually belong together. Now, if I choose the right planner, I'll finally stay consistent. If I get the same one they use, it'll work for me too. That's a lot of pressure for stationery to carry. I've done this myself, standing there, second guessing, scrolling late at night, even doubting my choice after I've already ordered or bought something. Not because I didn't know what I liked, but because quietly I was hoping the planner would fix the hard parts, the tired weeks, the busy seasons, the days where motivation just isn't there. And no planner can really do that. This is what I had to remind myself. You don't need the perfect planner. You need a usable one. Not the one that looks best online, not the one with the most features, just the one you'll actually open. The one that feels easy enough to come back to on a normal Tuesday, not just on January 1st. Now, if you're stuck choosing right now, here are a few gentle ways to make it lighter. These aren't rules, just options. Now, instead of asking which planner is right for this year, try asking, what do I actually write down most days? Is it appointments, tasks, notes, lists? That one question usually narrows things down more than hours of scrolling. Another thing that helps is remembering you don't have to choose for the whole year. You can choose for now, for this season, for this energy level, for this phase of life, and then you can adjust later. And this one is important. You are allowed to change your mind. I have many times. Switching planners isn't failing, it's responding to real life. Now, if choosing a planner feels heavy right now, that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It probably just means you care. And that's not a bad thing, is it? When you think about choosing a planner, what comes up first? Excitement, pressure, overwhelm, indecision. You don't need to answer it out loud. Just notice. Now, if this episode felt familiar, you might like the others in this season too. You can subscribe so Between the Pages with Mariane shows up quietly when you need it. You don't have to get this right. You just have to begin somewhere. Your planner doesn't need to be perfect to be helpful. Now I'll be here with you between the pages. The one that feels easy enough to come back to on a normal Tuesday, not on. Now, if you're stuck choosing the